all took some time out of your night tonight, just to hear whatever whoever invited you to this obviously thinks this could be a great thing for you and just excited to share with you. And I am so excited to have Katie share with us. If you don't know her, like she's a baller. Like she is just the best. She's my mentor, my friend, most importantly. And she's the one who like opened my eyes to this whole industry, let alone this awesome company. And I'm just so thankful she did, because it's just changed my life. And she actually, and I'm sure you'll share this too, Katie, like she has experience in this industry, but made the switch, which was really super scary for her, from her previous company to ours. Gosh, a little over a year ago now. And she is a six-figure earner, y'all. And that is absolutely insane. And she does it with four kids, which I don't even know how that's possible. So, she's awesome. She's super knowledgeable and she just has a heart for people and a heart for helping people. And this company is just a really cool and unexpected way that she's taught me how to do that as well. So she's awesome. She is full of knowledge, and I'm just so excited that she's doing this for us tonight.
That's like the nicest introduction of all time. Now people are going to meet me and be like, what's wrong with her? I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see I have a little slideshow to go through with y'all to keep me on track because I'm a talker, and not just I get all over the place. So let's just stay on track together. Okay, perfect. So yes, like she said, my name is Katie. I'm so glad y'all are here and taking a little bit of time out of your night. I won't keep y'all for too long. I'm definitely not going to go into every single detail about Q Sciences, even though I wish I could because there's so much amazing stuff going on. So yes, please, whoever invited you, feel free to ask questions. We can get you any resources you need. Because like she said, it's been an unexpected but absolutely amazing blessing for so many people, including our family. So speaking of family, there is my family right there, and there is me when I actually have makeup and my hair done for 2 seconds, and not living the mom life in sweats all the time. But that's Rex, he's 14, and there's Hallie, who's going to be 12 in like a month. And then Izzy is 2, and she is like sugar and spice. And then there's Jovi, who will be 7 months next week. So that is our family. We live in Austin, Texas. We've been here for about 7 years. And honestly, I stumbled into this world. I did not plan to be a network marketer. I did the traditional route where I went to school, went to college, graduated, planned to just kind of work. And then take a few vacations here and there and then retire. And that was just kind of the plan. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. That was just how I was raised. But as it kind of happens when you go through different seasons of life, you start to kind of just, dream a little bit and have ideas of what you want your life to look like. And we were in that place about 6 years ago where we were just talking about what we wanted the future to be for our family. And a lot of that included being debt free and, just knowing that finances play such a huge role in so much of our lives, in our futures, in our marriages, in our kids, the opportunities that come by, whether or not we're able to take advantage of them, all the things. And so, all right, I'm getting messages. Okay, yes, I am recording. Sorry, I want to make sure I wasn't missing something. And that was a big thing for us. We also wanted to travel a bunch with the kids, show them the world, and then just spend time together. Like you get one life, and I didn't want it to be spent as like two ships passing in the night, where you wake up, rush to get the kids out the door, go to work, come home, do the homework dinner thing, watch Netflix for 2 seconds and then go to bed. Like I didn't, for us personally, that's not what I wanted. I wanted more out of life. And the glaring kind of elephant in the room with that conversation was the fact that we didn't have the income to make that happen. I was working 60 to 70 hours a week. Social work is not the glamorous job. It is not known for being high paying. I kind of liken it to like teachers. We spend a lot of time, we really care about helping, our people, but those paychecks just do not, equal the amount of time and effort that you put in. And so we definitely needed my income and my husband's. And because I was already working so much, taking on a traditional second job was not going to work. I would only have a couple weekends and some nights to put in there. And no boss wants to hire someone that's like, I'd love to do this, but I can only be there every other weekend and like one night a week. Like that doesn't work, you know? And so I was just at a point of frustration. And I remember being just very real and very honest with God and saying, like, this is so frustrating. Like, there's nothing out there that will help us. And I don't know what we're supposed to do. And I just really want a job that pays me a ton of money and lets me help people, but also lets me spend time with my family. Like, that doesn't exist. And I felt like when I stumbled into this world, God was kind of telling me, don't put me in a box. I can provide exactly what you're looking for. Don't second guess me. And it has been like, I still get goosebumps saying that because it has been so real and so eye-opening to what you can do with this type of business model. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the shift, because Shay is right. I was in a previous company. I was there for 5 years and I was a top earner in that company. And about 15 months ago, I had a good friend of mine reach out to me and say, you know what? You really need to look at Q Sciences. They're doing some big things over there. I know that you're passionate about what you do, and I think this could be a really amazing fit for you. And so I took a look at it, and I always say the rest was history. What I saw, I could not stop thinking about it. It was very compelling. This company is structured very differently, has a really amazing heart behind it. And it was something that truly aligned with those same goals that I talked about just a few minutes ago, being debt free, spending time together as a family, traveling, all those things. And it just kind of fit exactly who our family was, and got me really, really excited. So, all that to say, it doesn't matter what your background looks like. I don't know you yet, but you know a little bit of my story. So, if you work full time, if you are a stay at home mom, if you're a dad or a husband, or you're single, I mean, whatever your background is, college, no college, Q Sciences absolutely can fit into whatever lifestyle that is. And we're going to show you exactly how that could be, whether that's through health and products or through the business opportunity as well. So let's dive into some history. Who the heck is Q Sciences? Where do we come from? What are we doing? What are we working towards? We were actually founded back in 2012. Okay. And we are founded with this concept that we wanted to be a company that was always at the forefront of health, science, and technology and how those all intersected together. Okay. We wanted to be able to provide products to help people's health, but also know that we had the best products available to offer them based on the current science and technology that was out there. And so that was kind of the concept behind the company. And it was coming from a man named Mark Wilson. So he's our founder and CEO. He actually used to be an NFL quarterback who won a couple Super Bowls. After that, he went into real estate in Seattle and did so well in real estate that he retired with like lifetimes worth of money. Like he was fine. He did not need to work ever again in his life. But because he's an entrepreneur, he just kind of had this itch to start this company. And he wanted to impact people with their health and their finances, because he knew those are the two things that keep people up at night. When they're stressed and they're worried, those are some of the biggest things that is weighing on their hearts and their minds. In 2020, I mean, that gave us both of those issues to think about all at once. People are losing jobs, they're worried about their health. How do we protect ourselves? How do we stay healthy? Do we send our kids to school? Do we quit our jobs and stay home to be teachers now? Like we just had all these things coming at us and we were dealing with it. And a lot of people found themselves in a position of high stress, high anxiety, and fear over their health in the future. And so, well, obviously, we didn't know that was coming down the line back in 2012. This company has been an amazing godsend and a perfect position to help people that are in that place, because that's exactly what we offer is solutions for those things. And so Mark Wilson, knew that he wanted to focus on health and didn't quite know what direction to go with that, because health is a pretty broad term, right? So how do we figure out where we want to focus all of this time and effort? And he was connected to a man named Dr. Stephen Kimberly, who is our chief sciences officer and is the man that puts together the product line that we have today. So they connected, started talking, and he actually used to be the chief editor for WebMD for over 15 years. And he said, man, I've been watching the science, I've been watching all the studies and just watching the diets that people have. I mean, think about what you've eaten the last 24 to 48 hours. We don't always eat all of the fruit and all the vegetables and drink all the water that's recommended, and take it a step further. Do our kids? Not always, like we're just not getting the nutrients that we need. And then even if you are someone that tends to eat pretty healthy, unfortunately, just with how our food is grown, pesticides and all the things like just even depletion of the nutrients in the soil that it's grown in, pollution, all that added in there together, our food just does not have the same quality that it had even 10 years ago. And so it's really not a question of if you should be using supplements, but a question of which ones you should be using. And so he said that's where you focus, is on supplementation and filling in the gaps for people so that they can take control of their health. Because it's pretty incredible what your body can do when it's being nourished correctly. But the problem is there's a lot of different supplement products out there. And the majority of companies, from what Dr. Kimberly was seeing, were kind of cutting corners. It was easier for them to make a buck than it was to spend more on the science, learn more on the technology behind it, and provide products that were top notch. And so he really struggled with what he was seeing that was being put out there. And he felt that in Mark Wilson, that his heart, like I said, to start a company that was at the forefront of those things, if he could focus on supplementation, he could really come in and shake that world up. And so they connected together, and worked together for a good 5 years. And y'all, the customers that we had come into our company, I mean, we had thousands of people that were customers because they loved what they put out there. And we're going to share some of those products with y'all tonight. But we did not have many business partners because while Mark Wilson understood traditional business and real estate, he didn't quite grasp the concept of network marketing. And so the compensation plan they had back in 2012 was just not super appealing. People didn't really run with it. They had customers out the wazoo. They had people loving their products, but they were just not super focused on building a business. And so that's when in 2017, they brought in a man named Jake Spencer. He is unique because he actually comes from the field of network marketing, has built multi-million-dollar teams, and has worked in this industry for over 20 years. And so they brought him in to consult with our company. And he just kind of came in and looked at everything and sat back and wrote some notes and eventually ended up going to Mark Wilson and saying, all right, you have something here, but we're going to have to revamp like everything. Like you got to redo how your products look, your marketing, keep the products because they're amazing. You have a great customer base, but we got to change what they look like, their labeling, all that stuff. And then that comp plan you put together, like, no, we got to scrap that because people are not excited about this. We need to put something together that the industry has never seen before. And so all three of these men together leading this company has actually put us in a position where over the last 3 years alone, we've had over 700% growth. I mean, just insane growth. There's a couple girls on our team on this call, and they've seen what end of month looks like. I mean, it is every single month we are crushing the records that we sent the month before. We almost literally cannot keep up with how much this company is growing, and it is so exciting. We've expanded into over 20 countries. We just launched in Mexico the beginning of this month. We're going to be launching in the Philippines, Taiwan, Malaysia this coming year, as well as focusing on South and Central America. We've already launched in the UK. We did that in May of last year, and then have also gone into many other places. And so I love that their focus is not just America, right? There's so many people that need the benefits of the products that we have, and seeing that growth globally has been really exciting. So let's go ahead and talk about what the heck are these products that I keep raving about. Don't worry, I will not go into every single detail about all of these here on your screen, although I have a lot of amazing things to say about them because they've been awesome for us. But I do want to point out that we have two separate product lines, okay? One line is just strictly supplements, like I talked about, filling in the gaps in your nutrition, focusing on good overall health, getting to the root issue of some of the biggest struggles that we have. But then we also have a full spectrum hemp line, and that is separated out and can help with different things. So I'm going to touch on a couple products from each line so you can kind of get an idea of what we have. Like I said, ask whoever invited you to make a personal product recommendation because they can take what you've got going on and explain more about what would be a good fit for you or not. But what 90% of people, I would say, start with would be our QCore. And so this is what is a great option for you if you're just wanting good overall health, almost even preventative, taking care of your body how it is. It's going to include 3 products in it: the Q Max, the Align, and the Q Biotics. The Q Max is our foundational product. This is what we actually started with as a company back in 2012. And this product alone has over 33 clinical studies on it for mental health. It impacts things like anxiety, stress, depression, ADD, ADHD, explosive rage, bipolar, PTSD. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's really incredible because it is a fully methylated and fully chelated micronutrient. That's basically a fancy way to say it's a multivitamin. But it's not just your mama's multivitamin, right? You're not just going to find this at GNC or something like that. The problem with most out there is that they are not in the correct form for your body to absorb. And when your body doesn't absorb it, it just excretes it. So you end up just spending a bunch of money on a product that's not actually impacting your health. And so the way this product is formulated is able to actually cross over your blood-brain barrier so that it can be absorbed into your brain and see those changes and effects. It's made a huge difference for my husband. He has struggled with his anxiety and depression. He says his entire life, as long as he can remember. And we've tried to use medications before, and he really hates how they make him feel. So he just ends up not taking them and toughing it out. But that was one of the first things he noticed when he started on the QCore, was that the Max was really impacting his thought process. His anxiety always presents itself where he just gets like super hyper focused on a thought that comes into his head. It's like he just can't stop thinking about it. And, just kind of tail spins out from that way. He's told me there's nights that he just lays awake in bed because he literally cannot stop thinking about whatever he's worried on. And so the Q Max, he said, was able to, he would like have a thought and then that he typically would be concerned or worried about, and then he would just be able to move on. Like it wouldn't take over his whole world. And that for him was a huge quality of life change. My stepson also takes the Q Max because he has struggled in similar ways with his anxiety, and it has been a world of difference for him, especially last year during a year when everything was upside down, coming home from school, do we go back to school, missing his friends, and trying to stay on top of online homework and all the things that totally would have shook him up. He's the kid that likes to have his day planned. Anything out of the ordinary is very stressful. And so that was a whole year out of the ordinary. And it was so amazing to watch him, one, come to me and ask to take the Q Max. I don't know if you have a 14-year-old boy in your life, but someone voluntarily having a teenager take medication or anything is pretty impressive. So he wanted to take it because he knew how much it helped him, but then also just seeing how it played out just in real life. Like he did great with his schoolwork. He stayed on top of his grades, and he didn't have any issues whatsoever. And so that was a huge godsend for sure. The core also includes our Align product. This is a powerful anti-inflammatory. And so that really helps people of all sorts, but really specifically people with autoimmune issues definitely benefit from this because autoimmune is chronic inflammation, right? And so we need to help them kind of get to the root of that issue. But it also can help people that don't have, autoimmune. So people that struggle with things like just bloating and joint pain, holding on to extra water weight, puffiness, those kinds of things can all be inflammation as well. Maybe you're one of those people that works out and takes care of what they eat, and you feel like you do a pretty good job of that, but maybe you're struggling to lose that last 5 to 10 pounds. Well, maybe it's inflammation that you're actually dealing with and not just fat. And so it's important to be dealing with all of that at the same time. We also have the Q Biotics included in the core. These are probiotics. My dad is a GI doctor, so gut health has been something I've known about for my whole life and just how important it is for your overall health. If you're not taking care of your gut, it will show up in some form because your gut is, they call it your second brain. I mean, it impacts everything. Your serotonin is made there, which is your happy chemical, so it can even affect your moods. And so the problem is that most probiotics out there have these like really high CFU counts because they know the majority of those probiotics are going to die off once they get to your stomach. Your stomach acid is just too harsh. And so we have a patented coating on ours where you can actually take the probiotic. It's going to get all the way through your stomach acid just fine so that it can deposit that good bacteria all throughout the rest of your GI tract where it's needed. So I actually was on a previous probiotic that I needed about 3 to 4 capsules every single day to kind of notice that change in my gut health. And here with the Qbiotics, I only need 1 tablet to have the same effects, which has been fantastic for me. We also have a very small weight loss line. So if that's where you're focused right now, it tends to be this time of year when people are talking about, focusing on their weight and whatnot. So we do have meal replacement shakes, which are actually pretty delicious. We have some energy drinks that you can pour like in your water bottle and kind of take on the go. We also have a product to help burn fat and to build muscle. And then we have a community that you can join. We just launched a brand new app that has a personal trainer in there that helps you with, meal replace or meal options for your family or just you individually. They can give you workout ideas if you want to work out at the gym, if you want to work out at home, if you don't want to lift weights and you'd rather do more of like the Zumba, dance, yoga stuff, they have that option as well. And then they just have a great community to be a part of, other people that are also kind of on that same goal and there to encourage you and support you all along the way, which is pretty great. We also have what we call our oral sprays. These are pretty neat because it's the second fastest way for you to absorb vitamins into your system outside of getting a shot or an IV of them. So we have 6 different versions of them. It's great for people that maybe struggle to swallow capsules. I know for me as an adult, it took me a embarrassingly long time to learn how to swallow pills. So if that's you, I understand. Or if you've got kids and you just want them to focus on specific vitamins. I know for ours, before they go to school, because literally I actually shared a screenshot of it the other day. Like every single day we get a notification of a new COVID case at our school. And it's a little overwhelming to think about, I'm like sending the kids to school and I know that there's kids there that have it. And so the best way to do our best to boost their immunity has been by giving them the vitamin C spray and the vitamin D3 spray, because that's exactly what they recommend vitamin intake wise, to just kind of do your best to stay on top of that. And this, I just literally line them up before they go out the door in the morning and just spray them down in their mouth. And then they can just go on their way. But it's super easy for them to use. Tastes great. It's kind of like a minty fresh breath spray. So that's a great option as well. And then we have like a B12 one for energy. We have a boost for your metabolism and then relief for aches and pains. But everybody's absolute favorite one is the sleep spray, because it literally changes your life overnight. It helps you get to sleep and stay asleep and then wake up feeling rested and ready to go the next day. Our 2-year-old who like refuses to go to sleep at night, her pediatrician lets us give her a couple sprays before bed. And so then it's really great because she goes out and she goes to sleep and then I don't have to watch Frozen for the millionth time. So it's a win-win on all accounts. But these are really great. And this is kind of another avenue that people get really excited about. But like I said, I didn't go into every detail on all of our products in this product line. We have hormone regulators specific for men or specific for women. We have a kids line that just came out, which is great for their immunity and has elderberry in it. And like I said, whatever your situation is, let whoever know that invited you so that they can give you a personal recommendation for your goals for this year for your health. But this brings us to our second product line. And this is our full spectrum hemp. And this made me super pumped when I saw it because, like I said, I was considering this company and I was already in another one. And so I was considering walking away from everything that I'd built in my last company, but it had to be worth it. And this is one of the things that really made me excited because hemp is such a big deal. And it's just growing even faster than I could have ever imagined. It's already a $2 billion industry, and it's set to be a $22 billion industry in the next 48 months. So like literally the next 4 years, this is going to grow by over 11 times in the billions because of how big it is and how much it can impact people's lives. And the reason for that, the reason you see CBD and hemp like at your gas station, for goodness sakes, it's literally everywhere, is because the Farm Bill passed a couple years ago. And when that happened, it made hemp accessible to us. And when you have a product that's literally going to shake up the whole health industry, what you have, unfortunately, is a ton of companies that rush to come to market with a product just to capitalize on it. And unfortunately, that means there's a lot of products out there that are not great, not good quality. And there's even products that have been, studies have shown that do not have a single ounce of hemp or CBD in them, but they're marketed that way because they know that people are interested in this. And so it's really important that you're knowing what you're putting in your body. And the great thing about our product and what separates us from everybody else out there is that we are water soluble. And so, not to get super sciencey on you, but think about a cup of water and some oil. If you put those together, they're not going to mix, because that's just the nature of their properties. Well, inside your body, you actually have what is called an endocannabinoid system. So think about how you have an endocrine system and a renal system and all the things that work together, for your body to function. You also have an endocannabinoid system. Well, cannabinoids are what's inside a hemp plant. And so your body is already ready to utilize hemp. But when you use an oil based product, because your body has so much water in it, that oil and that water do not mix very well. And so your body cannot absorb most of the product that you're taking in. So you're probably noticing that theme of absorption is huge for us, because why spend money on products that you're not able to use? And that's the same thing here. Oil based products have about a 6 to 10% absorption rate, which means people can notice results within, I don't know, 90 minutes to 2 hours, and can start to wear off after 4 or 5 hours. So when you have a water soluble product like ours, that actually means the absorption rate goes up to about 85%. And people can see results within 15 to 20 minutes and last over 12 hours. So this product is hands down so different than anything else you're going to find out there. I have people come to me all the time that have tried so many different companies and so many different things. And they'll try our product and call me back like 30 minutes later and just be like, what the heck is this? Like, I feel amazing. And it really, truly is that absorption, and how it interacts with your body for you to see those results. So, what are some of the things that you can see with hemp? We've seen it help people with anxiety and stress. We've seen it help people with inflammation and pain levels. We've seen it help people, with managing their blood sugar levels, their A1C. We've also seen it help children with seizures. We've seen it help children on the spectrum that really struggle with focus and attention, behavioral issues. I joke all the time that hemp is kind of like from My Big Fat Greek Wedding when they would spray the Windex on all the things and fix all the problems. I'm like, hemp is the same thing. It fixes so many issues for so many people, and it's a great natural alternative, to things that people were using medications for. And so, because we have this really great technology, we're able to come out with lots of different types of products. We've even had hemp inhalers in the past. We've had hemp honey sticks, hemp chocolate sticks. We have hemp water enhancers now, which are super delicious. My son drinks the hydrate before his soccer games. He really loves that one. We have a hemp product for pets. So if you've got a pet at home that has arthritis or anxiety, even, I know our dog, like, New Year's and 4th of July is like the worst for him. And so he loves the pet stuff because it kind of keeps him chilled out for sure. We also have your traditional, hemp product. So that's our fuse. You can put that in your coffee. That's how I do mine in the morning for my mom calm, just kind of takes the edge off. And we have 4 different flavors that you can pick from. We have the berry, the, cinnamon, the mocha, and the unflavored. Unflavored is disgusting because it tastes like plants. So I prefer mocha over everything else. Cinnamon is pretty great too. We also have hemp in cream form. So like the Renew is really good for eczema and psoriasis and other skin conditions. The Excel is like a icy hot. It feels really cooling and good on sore muscles. So if you are working out right now because it's the new year, that's a great option for you. And then, they're going to continue to build this out because, like I said, hemp is just going to keep growing. We're at the beginning stages of it right now. And it's going to keep impacting the health world. And so it made me excited because, honestly, as much as I would love to be able to capitalize on this, like, I'm not about to go open a brick and mortar store, like, I don't want to have a storefront, especially in the economy right now. Who knows what's coming in 2021? And then if I was going to have to grow my own hemp and source all that stuff, like, I kill fake plants. So growing a real plant is absolutely out of the question. So for me, this was like the perfect solution to getting my hands on hemp and being able to provide it to the people in my life that I knew absolutely needed it. And so not only seeing the trend here growing in America, but also just seeing it across the world. I mean, this is a huge market trend globally. This is why this is such a big deal. It's not just right here in our own little portion of the world. It's all over. I mean, the European market, I think, is going to grow by 400% in the next 2 years. So they have an even more explosive growth right here and right now. And so, kind of putting all this stuff together, the leadership of the company, the heart of the company, their whole focus, what their whole mission was, getting to the root of a bunch of health issues that lots of people struggle with, and then having hemp on top of that, which is huge. For me, as much as it was scary for me to walk away from my income in my last company, it was a no brainer. I was like, this is huge. Like, timing is everything. You cannot get timing back in a company. And it had all the components of something that was going to absolutely change so many people's lives. So for me, it was pretty easy to know how I wanted to partner. Being an ambassador was an easy decision. It was $39.95 to join. And that was my membership fee for the year. And then I got to pick out the products that I wanted to use for myself. If you're not interested in the business side, that's perfect, because we have an option for you as well. You can be a customer, pay $10 for the year, and you get wholesale pricing just like I do. So you get the best option for you as well. You just don't have to do the business side. So for me, though, growing a business here was absolutely something I wanted to do. And I love that they made it very simple to know how to actually bring income in. So we have 4 options for that. One is customer commissions, pretty self-explanatory, right? People just order products from you. You're going to make commission back on it. Like I said, we literally have something for anyone. And 15 months, I haven't had to turn away a single person. Like, I've had something for everybody that's come to me needing help with their health or wanting to just focus on their health in some form or fashion. You may have already thought of a couple people based on some of the products that we talked about tonight. So that's great. You have a huge customer base for your business. You can also build a team of people that want to make extra income. And 2020 was the perfect highlight to show people that having all of your eggs in one basket may not be the wisest decision. Because what if you do lose your job? The job that you thought was secure, or the job that you thought couldn't be touched? Or what if you got sick and you had to not be at work and you had to lose your income in that form? There are so many different scenarios going on that kind of really showed people that saving, investing, being smart, thinking about the future is something we need to do a lot sooner than later. I know a lot of my friends personally, thinking about retirement, that feels like forever away, like that's never going to be here, but it will be. And so making smart decisions now can pay off. And so this is a great opportunity to build extra income without taking on that traditional, excuse me, job that has a boss, that has expectations of you and vacation days you have to use and all the things. Like, you can truly do this from home, from your phone, with your kids. And so we saw a ton of people running to this type of opportunity, and has been really exciting to watch that growth happen. Through your monthly team commission, you actually get a guaranteed check based on your rank. So whatever rank you hit for the month, you have a guaranteed payout. This was very important to me because my last company was based on a point system. And so those points changed every single month. We didn't know the value of them until right before you got paid. So you could not plan. You didn't know what your income looked like. And it changed drastically month to month. And so I loved that here it wasn't going to be that way. I could actually see what my paycheck was going to be, and I could actually use it backwards for people that wanted to know what they needed to do to make the money they were looking for. So that means you could come to me and say, Katie, I need to make $750 a month. And I'd say, perfect, let's find that on our comp plan and then work backwards so you actually have a game plan and know what to do. You also earn bonuses for every single rank that you achieve. And then you can also take part in our financial freedom movement. And this was actually the moment that I literally texted my husband and said, we're doing this thing, because I had never seen a company take a stand when it came to finances like this. This is an extra bonus that actually gets paid out on top of everything else I just talked about and goes towards the debt of your choice. So it can pay towards the principal on your mortgage. It can pay towards your credit card bill, your car payment, student loans, medical bills. I just talked to a lady the other day that was like, I'm going to be paying on my student loans till I'm 65. That's a hard reality to sit in. And all that money that goes to student loans means it can't go to something else. So what if you had a company that came in and paid anywhere from $100 to $400 every single month on top of what you're already paying towards it to help you get out of your debt faster? Now that is powerful. That's truly life-changing. That gives you so many options. And just knowing that finances impact marriages and kids and futures and all the things, this was like my mission field. Once I saw this, I was like, this is what I want to help people do for the rest of my life, because I know that I will make an impact for years and years and years to come. And I love that they didn't care about what car you drove, what your house looked like, the brand name clothing that you wore. Like, that's all external stuff. What do you really have going on behind the scenes? What's really going on in your bank account? Our goal this year is to join the 6-figure savings club. Everyone wants to talk about being a 6-figure earner, which is great and sounds flashy and wonderful. But what do you do with that money you make? Do you just go spend it all? Or do you invest it? Do you make smart decisions with it? We want to have 6 figures in savings so that we can make smart decisions in the future as well. And this company supports that. They don't only pay towards it, but they give you financial coaches. They give you people that help with taxes. They give you people that help fix your credit score. I mean, it's truly a whole comprehensive look at being wise with your money. And that spoke volumes to me. I knew that that was exactly who we were as a couple and what we wanted to do with our lives and what I wanted to help other people do. So here's a quick snapshot of our compensation plan. I won't go through everything with you here, but it is a one-sheeter, so it's fairly easy to understand. What I will draw your attention to is this blue line right here in the middle. That is the guaranteed paycheck that I was talking about. So that means that you can look at, like we talked about earlier, I want to make $750 a month. So that means you need to be the rank of elite. And I could actually walk you backwards and say, this is what you need to do, XYZ, plug you into our system, because yes, we have a system to help you from day one know exactly what to do. That means people who've never done this industry before can be successful. Or if you have done this before, you will totally appreciate having someone actually stand by your side and help you achieve the goals that you've set. Because there's nothing worse than getting like all excited about something and then like having no support and no clue what the heck is going on. And so we want to walk you through that, help you every single step of the way achieve those goals. So I hit the rank of platinum, which is over here. I hit that in 9 months, and that's the $15,000 monthly residual check. And so for us, that's been a huge blessing. It's paved the way for my husband tomorrow to have his last day at his job where he's going to come home and spend time with us full time. Where we're like joking yesterday, like, I guess we could go to the movies Monday morning because we can now. Like we can do whatever the heck we want. And that's the coolest thing in the world. Like I just never thought that was going to be a part of our lives. It was such a big dream in my heart. And to see that it's happening right before our eyes is huge. That's just time that we'll never get back. And time is so precious. And so getting able to spend that time together has been, like I said, a dream come true. So pick a number, find your number on the blue chart, figure out what would mean something to you right now. Sure. I'm sure we all want to make $15,000 a month, but maybe for you, you're just like, Katie, I need $500. Can you just help me with that? Can we just cover our car payment? Can we just cover our cell phone bill? Can we cover our health insurance? Because that gets crazy. Whatever your real life situation is, we can help you with that. We can come up with a game plan and we can walk through this with you and help you take advantage of the timing and the momentum and the growth that's going to happen in this company in this next year. Because like I said, it's not going to be the same in a year from now. Timing doesn't stay this way. It's going to just blow past it. And we'd love to help you take advantage of it while we're in this ground floor stage. We actually only have about 60,000 people in our company. My previous company had 900,000. That's how small we are, but it's not going to stay that way. So I'm so thankful you're here. I just count it a total privilege to share a little bit of our story with you. Like I said, it's not the be all and end all, but would love to answer any specific questions you may have. Ask whoever invited you, and I'd be happy to sit down with you and walk through all this stuff together. So I hope y'all have a great night and a wonderful new year. I can't believe January is already almost over. It's just flying. But thank y'all for being here, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.